Okay, so in the last class, we talked about Thomas Hobbes and social contract theory. So today we'll be looking at John Locke, and before then, we'll talk about the criticism of Thomas Hobbes' social contract theory. In his work, he said because the society before the society emerged, before the government emerged, the state of the nature was brutal, it was short and nasty. Now he then went to advocate for a form of government where only one person is allowed to rule. Now in an authoritarian or in a tyranny, there can be anarchy too, and there can be revolution, and thereby making it a very nasty one also. And also, it is not democratic. It does not allow for the will of the people. And when someone does not have a particular say, can we call that a peaceful society too? No, definitely not. We can't call it a peaceful society. So, and these are some of the shortcomings of Thomas Hobbes' social contract theory. Now, we move quickly to John Locke, and then we round it up. John Locke, social contract theory, or his idea on how the society was a very sharp contrast to Thomas Hobbes. Firstly, in the state of nature, John Locke was of the idea that humans were independent and were by nature they were social with each other, just like Aristotle said, and everybody was equal. Everybody has equal rights. Since I am on my own and you are on your own, and so it was not a very chaotic one. No, it was one that everybody were independent on their own, and also uh, how do I put this? There was no gift, and everything like as Thomas Hobbes said. Now we move on to the natural law. Now the natural law, according to Thomas Hobbes, was that everybody has God's given rights given to them by God and not the government. And one of these God's given rights is your rights to live. Your rights to be in a particular place, and nature also give us some things which are our rights. Like for example, and he said that every individual, he said everyone was equal. Now, with the fact that everyone was equal, we can own a particular land that because the land is not the government that owns gave the land. It is God that gave us that land. We can all have access to land, to water, and everything. Now, in his natural law, he said that law, I mean, the nature, what nature gave us, was mixed with our own labor. Now, let me explain this. Now, everyone has the right to live. Everyone has access to land. Everyone has access to water, and so on. Everything natural. Now, but if a particular land, let's say a plot of land that belongs to everybody, because we all have equal rights, then I go to that particular plot of land, and then I work on that land, I plant some things on it, then they grow. Those things automatically belongs to me. Why? Because I've mixed my labor with the nature, and because I'm the one who worked there and planted something, those things there, those things belong to me. That is where labor mixed with nature, and it is now the labor and nature law of property. That is, a property belongs to you because you have labored on that thing, that it's accessible to all. Because you have worked on such thing, it automatically belongs to you. If another person decides to work on another plot of land, that belongs to him. Now, it is not the government that now decide. It is we who, through our labor, own things to ourselves. Now, why do we need a government? Now, this is how Thomas Hobbes, John Locke talked about his social contract. He said that although the state of nature was tolerable, it was peaceful, but the it is not totally how do I put this? The state of nature is tolerable, but it is not totally convenient, and that is why we came about to have a government. How do we mean that it is not totally convenient? And now we needed a government because you know so I don't want to be biased or a situation where one person will be favored above another, and this is why people they needed to have a written and agreed law that will guide everyone. Now, another reason was that so that there will be a body that is going to speak for those that are less privileged. Now, a situation might occur between someone who has a very could work on a very large or let's say he is able to capitalize on a particular acre. Now he now employs someone to work for him. Then at the end of the day he tries to cheat that person. Both of them labored, but one is above the other. Now that person that is under, now the person that is above that want to cheat that person. Now in a situation where we have an agreed law, there will be someone to do what? To make sure everybody is giving a fair judgment. Now was the major reason why we needed a government, according to John Locke. Now to John Locke, and we now come together to sign a social contract that these are going to be the laws that will guide us. And to John Locke also, is the government he proposed was not that in which there will be a single person that will rule. No, he advocated for a government that be let's just say a majority rule, and this was what guided America and other countries when they were giving their constitution. And he did not propose just a single government, like I said earlier. He said that there will be the legislative arm, there will be the judiciary, and then there will be the federative arm that is going to oversee the other bodies. Now, he said that government is not compulsory. It's not compulsory, but it's just a necessity. Now, in his theory, he was also of the view that it is not all our rights that we give to the government. It is just some parts of the rights, so that the government can handle and see that everyone enjoy free and equal opportunities, just like it was in the state of nature where every individual is equal to each other. Now, in a situation where some people want to oppress the other, it won't be possible when we have a government who give free and fair judgment. And it is important to note that in John Locke's society, equality is very, very paramount. Now, that is that on John Locke social contracts. You can listen again and understand this is the state of the nature, then the natural law, and how the social contract came to be, and how we would have a society today. So that's just a brief summary. In the next class, we'll be talking about what a social contract is. Okay, let me discuss the social contract. Now I'm going to read out this particular definition by Dr. Ojomo. Now, social contract means the view that political structure and legitimacy of the state. Now, political structure, let's take it bit by bit. Political structure, either a monarchical system, either a federal system of government, either a government that practices in the camera legislature, the structure of government, and the acceptance of the legitimacy of the government. That is this government the government of the people, in which the people clamored for, That is, so she's saying here that this is the view that political structure and legitimacy, that is the acceptance of the state, stems or originated from explicit or implicit, that means direct or indirect agreements, like direct agreements. We came together to agree that we have to surrender our rights to the government. Indirect agreement could mean that, okay, if you say that you do not sign that agreement, but okay, you did not sign an agreement to be a Nigerian, but under the international law, you were born in Nigeria and automatically you are a Nigerian. So that is indirectly you have signed the agreement that you are a Nigerian. So that is just an example of that indirect agreement by individuals, individuals of the states, to surrender specified rights. Specified rights, that is maybe a right to own property, maybe a right to live in a particular place, maybe a right to your religion, you know, surrender specified rights to the government, to the state. Now, the word specified, note it. Now, it is not all rights that is being submitted. Like now, the government cannot decide for me the kind of faith that I will have. Either I should be a Christian or I should be a Muslim. So, but the government can decide that it say you must not kill so person. Every Thursday you must do environmental. You won't have that freedom. That freedom for you to just relax and do whatever you like. No, on Thursday in the morning before 10 o'clock you must do environmental. So specified rights. Now, in exchange for stability and social order, that is, when you surrender this specified rights, all of you are now equal, and then thus the government is now in charge in order to see out that everyone enjoy free and equal rights. Now, this will bring about stability and peace. Now, in exchange for the stability of social order, yes, and for the protection of the government. Now, let me take the definition again because I was breaking it down initially. Social contract theory. This is the view that political structure and legitimacy of the state originated from explicit or implicit agreements by individuals to surrender specified rights in exchange for the stability of social order or for the protection of the government. So that is social contract. And let me use another example. Uh, as students in a particular department, I came to study. Miriam came to study. Uh, Michael came to study individually. Now, we are now focused on our own personal goal, but because we realize that for us to attain the general goal, like for all of us to pass, let us now come together and agree that and agree that we are going to be teaching each other in order for us to understand. Because let me say I am good in metaphysics and someone else is good in the post-Aristotelian philosophy, and then let's say Michael is good in logic. Now, we now come together and agree that you are going to teach me logic, or you are going to teach me post-Aristotelian. I'm going to teach you metaphysics. And these are the dates that you are meant to teach me, you also are meant to teach me. Now we come together and sign an agreement to become a body for a collective goal that we all are going to pass. Now this is the same reason why individuals came together and signed an agreement that so that there will be stability and equality, you know, and there won't be a situation where everyone will only be looking for their own selfish interest and there will be problem. Let us come together and surrender this right to a particular body who is going to oversee it for us. So that is how the society came to being. That it is an analogy. You don't take it as it's the fact. You know, there are various theories, but this is the meaning of the social contract theory. Thank you very much for listening. Now we'll move into the other lecture. Just stay tuned. Thank you.